Hello, in this video we're going to go through how to identify the key features of a graph and then graph a line in slope-intercept form. So we know an equation is in slope-intercept form when it is written y equals and then a number times x plus or minus a number. The number in front of our x is always going to be our slope. So in this equation, the number in front of my x, the coefficient of that, is 3/5. So when I go to write this, my slope would be 3/5. Then the other number, the constant term in our equation, is our y-intercept. So in this equation, I see -2, so my y-intercept is -2. And I'm going to use these two pieces of information to graph the line over on the coordinate plane. Anytime we are graphing in y equals mx plus b, that y-intercept is where we start. So on the y-axis, which is that line right there, I would go to -2 and put a dot. I'm going to do that a little bit better. There we go. Once you have your dot on your y-axis, the next thing I am going to do is use my slope to find the next point. My slope is 3/5, +3/5, so I am going to go up 3 lines and write 5. And then I'm going to put a dot at that new point. And then I will do that a second time. When we are graphing our lines, we want to have at least 3 points. Once I have these 3 points, I'm going to use a straight edge and connect through them. And there is my graph of the equation, y is equal to 3/5 x minus 2. There are other examples how we could graph these equations, and it really depends on what our slope is. So I'm going to hop over to the next page. The things that we can do to change the equation of the line is give you a positive and negative slope, or give you a whole number slope versus a fractional one. So in this equation, our slope is now -2/3. And our y-intercept in this problem is +5. Again, how I know if it's positive or negative is because of that sign right there. Just like before, I am going to start at my y-intercept. So on the y-axis, I'm going to go to 5. Now this time, my slope is -2/3. I get to go in one negative direction. So I either can go down 2 or left 3. To find my next point, I'm going to go down 2 lines and then right 3. And I'm going to repeat this multiple times. Now, as an aside, how I know I'm doing this right is as I look at my graph from left to right, you are going to notice my line is going down. This is how you know you are graphing a negative slope. If you go both down and left, what ends up happening is you look at your graph from left to right and the line is going up. Once I have these points, again, I'm going to use a straight edge and connect them. And there's the equation of my line. The last thing that we can do is ask you to graph an equation with a whole number slope. So in this problem, my slope is 4. My y-intercept is -4. As we're doing this, the thing that you need to remember is if you do not see a denominator, for example, in this problem, I have a whole number slope. What I need to do is I put it over +1. That is how you see both your rise and your run. From here, it's the same as we've been doing. I start at -4. And then I would go up 4 and right 1. I would draw a line through my points using a straight edge, and there's how I would graph three different equations in slope-intercept form. The first slope was positive, the second slope was negative, and while the last one was positive, we had a whole number.